Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out, bro.
What's going on, family? You guys are so amazing. I want to welcome you to another episode of AOS The Podcast. Listen, you guys have been showing off and showing. I want to thank you to each and every one of you that has subscribed to our YouTube channel. YouTube channel is doing well. It's really healthy. Listen, I told you guys, we hired a new team, and the team is rocking. I mean, we have some all-stars on our team. And I tell anybody, like, if you really want to scale or you want to get to the next level, build you a team. Just a quick rant real fast. I'm gonna get to this episode. This episode is gonna be lit. I think it's gonna help a lot of people out. But what was crazy is I got the team, I got us, the podcast, I got us to a certain level, and I was stuck. Like a lot of people don't want to be honest. Like I got us to a certain level. I learned everything that I learned. I was making thumbnails. I was doing everything that I could do, right? Through all the research, through all the editing, like everything I was doing, and I'm still doing it all, pretty much in a whole nutshell. Making sure that all the team members are on point. And the reason I'm ranting like this in the beginning of this episode, because I believe this is going to help somebody out before we get to the episode. Like building anything, it's going to require some patience. It's going to require some dedication, and it's going to require you understanding process. Like this is a process. We didn't just get to 10,500 followers on IG because we just hoped and dreamed, right? We didn't get to 1,060 and pushing. Like it's growing. Like it's going to be 1,070 by tonight. We didn't get those subscribers on YouTube just because we're like, yo, we posting dope content. Come check us out. No, it was some intentional stuff. It was a process. It was patience. It was understanding the process. So I just want to encourage some content creator, some business owner out there, because you already know we talk about relationship advice, entrepreneurship, and life. I want to encourage you, like, just trust the process and just learn and build. I can't wait till this 5 minutes of motivation this Friday. You got to check it out. It's going to be dope. It's going to help you out. I'm going to drop some amazing nuggets. And I just want you guys just to stay on edge. Like really like put all that you have into this thing that you're dreaming about. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, whatever it is that you want to do, period. Like put all your energy and all of your time and all of your, vigor and vitality, everything that you have, put it in it, and you'll see the fruits of the labors. But I just want to let you all know, to those that are just now subscribing to us, I want to say thank you for your support. All of our new subscribers. I know I just did a 3-minute rant. It's just 3 minutes, but I want to thank each and every one of you. This is AOS The Podcast. I'm Mr. Aosinspires. Our mission here is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, help you get to the next level. That's what we're all about here at this podcast. On this podcast is to help you get to the next level. And I want you to grow. I want you to thrive. And this is the thing I tell people all the time. I'm not in competition with nobody. So people are like, yo, why do you drop so much game? Why? Because I don't have no competitors, and I'm talking about competitors as far as directly with me. There's enough space. There's enough plates. There's enough table space for everyone to eat. And this is what I've discovered. You're not like me and I'm not like you. Everybody's uniquely different. There's a young lady, right, on YouTube. Shout out to her, Kelly Stamps. It's crazy because I saw one of her videos and she was like, yo, she makes 20 grand a month. I'm pretty sure it's more, because I think this was like last year or 2 years ago, something like that. And I'm looking at her page and I'm looking at her content. Her content is not for everybody. However, there's a market just for her. Like there's a market just for her. I don't know why we keep on going down this rabbit hole, but I want to let you know, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you love, whatever it is that you have a passion for, there's a market for you. All you have to do is show up and be great and be you. And I promise you, it's through research and through understanding. I promise you, it'll hit. It'll hit. I mean, just apply the necessary pressure and apply what's necessary for you to get to the next level. And I promise you, it's gonna hit. Just keep on pushing it. But anyway, listen, I want to get started on this episode on tonight. On today, this episode is going to be an eye opener for a lot of people. I want to help some people during this episode right here. It won't be long, but it's going to be strong. A lot of people deal with this subconsciously, or watch this. A lot of people deal with this, but don't want to reveal it or don't know what to name it. Right. And of course, you already see this episode, what we're talking about on today, this episode, the same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry. The same baggage is crazy, right? The same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry. And a lot of people get into relationships. Watch this. A lot of people get into relationship after relationship after relationship, and like, yo, why it don't work? Because you're carrying baggage that you haven't healed from. Many of you have not healed from certain issues from 3 relationships ago. Right. And I tell you this every single time I jump on the mic and we talk about relationship advice. Do the work. Like listen, I just want to clear this up. No relationship, not getting into a relationship, there will be no relationship that will help you heal from past traumas. It won't happen. You have to do the work outside of relationship. Nobody has ever got healed. Right now, I'm talking about those that are dating. Now, married, that's a different that's a different situation. We can work through the issues. Now, I would rather for you to get married, not having the issues and being healed and being whole, versus getting into the relationship issues, drama, trauma, whatever. Right? I'd rather for you to heal, but there's no relationship that you can get in outside of marriage. Right? Because, when you get married, you're supposed to be working together. We're supposed to be one, and we're supposed to work through the issues that you have, that I have, and we just iron that thing out, and, we just keep on pushing each other, and uplifting each other, and motivating each other. But I'm talking about those that are dating. There is no relationship that you can get in that will heal you from the past dramas. What will happen is you will bring those traumas and that baggage that you're carrying into this new relationship. And what you're going to do is you're going to damage a new person. Right? This person may have damaged you, but since you didn't do the work, now you bring the issues and the problems that you have from the past relationship that you didn't even deal with on your own. Now you're bringing this into somebody else's quarters. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's selfish. Many of you are really, really selfish as it pertains to relationships, because you think, okay, if I just brush this to the side, this problem, like I got insecurity issues, I'm gonna just brush that to the side. I'm gonna get into this other relationship. And then soon they make a move that make you feel insecure. Now here it is, all your triggers is going off. Now you're like, yo, I'm insecure. Subconsciously, you're not going to say it, right? Subconsciously, you're going to say, I'm insecure, but you're going to be blaming them for, oh, you cheating. Oh, you must. I'm going to tell you this. This is how it works. Most people that are insecure, it starts off as a joke. My mom always told me behind every joke, there's some truth, right? So what they'll do is, oh yeah, she looking at you, huh? Oh, she must like you. Or you must like her, or you must like him. Like, that's how it all starts. Why? Because you have not healed from the past issues that you were dealing with. You didn't heal. I get it. Now let's slow this train down real fast. I get it. And I understand. You were in another relationship and they cheated on you. And it did a number on you, right? Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I wrote a book, Winning After Major Loss. I'm going to keep it all the way funky with you. I wrote a book, Winning After Major Loss. And I believe that when God told me to write that book, I was in the midst of a divorce, right? I had we were signing the paperwork. Paperwork was still wet, right? We're going through a divorce, a traumatic divorce, right? And I'm not ashamed to admit it. My wife at that time cheated on me. And it's crazy. It's crazy how that plays out. We'll talk about this a whole totally different episode, but she cheated on me. I had another guy, and I found out. And the way that I found, I can't wait to tell this testimony because I believe that it's going to help somebody out. But the way that I found out was crazy. And the first thing my wife at that time said was, oh, you insecure. When I presented the information and the evidence that I had, oh, you insecure, right? That sent me to a whole different place of, like, it was crazy, right? 3 kids involved. I'm losing my kids. Some people are, you ain't lose. Listen, anytime you go through a divorce, it alters your life. I don't care how amicable you think you guys going to be. It alters your life, right? Because you're not there for the little things that happens in the relationship. You're not there for it, right? Like the walking, the talking. Like you may catch it on the back end, but you want to catch it live and in action when it happens, and you don't catch it. Like you miss things and you lose things on the back end because whatever. You guys get divorced, whatever. So I don't know where I was going with that, but I think this is going to help somebody. But, so I wrote a book, Winning After a Major Loss. Now, I wrote the book and I was reading the book. I'm like, I'm bleeding all on this book. I can't put this out. Why? Because I didn't want to put out something. This is the whole structure of the message of this episode of healing from past traumas. Right. So I wrote a book, Winning After a Major Loss, and I titled it Winning After a Major Loss. And the first, it took me like 3 years to write the book, but the first, few chapters, I had to scrap that first book and start all over. Like that's why it took me 3 years to write it. I had to scrap it because I'm bleeding all over the book. It wasn't like a tell-all book, like that type of situation. It wasn't like that, but it was just I'm reading the chapters. I'm reading what I'm writing on paper or in my iPad at the moment, and it was like hurt. Like I wasn't helping nobody. It was more so of a diary and I was venting, right? And I'm really pivoting this to show you that you got to heal. And listen, it may not be your fault why you're hurting, but it's going to be your responsibility why you get healed, right? Let me say that again for all those in the back in the cheap seats. It may not be your fault why you got hurt, but it will be your responsibility to be healed, period, right? So I said, listen, I can't put this book out. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I put this book out, it's just, it's just I can't do that, because I'm not helping nobody. It's more so of feel sorry for me. I went through this at a crazy point in my life and it hurts. That's what it was in the beginning. So I scrapped that book, and I think I took like 6 months off from the book, from writing the book, because I knew that God had told me to write the book. I knew that I had to put this book out. Like I knew that, but it wasn't like a timetable on the book that I had. Like I'm learning how to do marketing. I'm learning all this stuff, and it's crazy because in that moment, that's how I built my platform off of relationship advice. Like way before I went through a divorce, like it was just life coach and relationship advice, right? Wasn't a life coach, but I was labeled it life coach. And it was crazy. Like it was jumping, like people, like I look back at my old posts, like I was really jumping 200 likes, 300 likes. Like I was getting crazy engagement, right? So, I go through that and, I set like 6 months to almost a year out from writing the book. Like I'm gonna just work on me. And I'm gonna tell you it was so traumatic because the first month I went through a divorce, like I dropped like 80 pounds. Like it was fast, like real fast. Dropped like 80 pounds in that first month. 1 month, dropped 80 pounds. 80 pounds gone, dropped the whole baby. So like it hit hard, right? It hit really hard. So I had to do the work on myself. Like I had to figure out how can I get to the place where this doesn't, I'm not saying it doesn't bother me, but I need to get to a place where I can operate without this affecting me, and you can see it, right? I'm not saying I want to cover it. I want to heal. That's why I need to get to the place where because I know I needed to write the book. I had to write the book. I knew that thousands of people would be, inspired by this book. So I had to get myself together, right? So I had to heal. I had to do the work, right? And one of the things, and of course, if you've been following my journey, Aosinspires, if you've been following us, you already know what time it was. Like I did what I had to do. I kept what the promise was in front of me. I kept that in front of me and I never let it go, period. Like I never let it, I never got sidetracked. It hurt. The process, it hurt, right? It was a process. Like I had ups and downs, lows and highs, but I just kept on working through it. And I got healed in the midst of the process. Now, I think where a lot of people go wrong is in the process of healing, they start dating. I never forget. It was this young lady. Me and her was really, really tight, right? And I'm hurting. I'm hurting. So I was like, yo, maybe we should go out. And she was like, what, go out and get something to eat? I said, no, like go on a date. She was like, no, you just hurting right now. You just trying to fill a void. Like, those are the type of people that you need in your life that will call you out on your stuff. Like, yo, we cool. We ain't like that. You don't look at me like that. I don't look at you like that. We just cool, right? You need people in your life that will, call you out, whether you're hurting or whether you're not hurting, right? You need people like those in your life. But that was a part of the healing process. Why? Because the same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry, right? So I had to get to the place where I was healed. Like, I had to get to a place where I was cool with what happened. And the same way with you guys, you have to get to a place, men and women, you got to get to a place where you're healed, right? Now, the $1 million question is, how do I know that I'm healed and I've moved on? I like to believe that one of the number one reasons or the number one ways that you know that you're good, right, is that you can talk about it and it not affect you like it did when it first happened. Like, I can talk about it and not cry, for if you're emotional. Or I can talk about it, this is a big one, and not get mad and want revenge. When you got to that point, you know that you healed. Like, you good. I mean, I'm not saying you're all the way good. You have your highs and your lows, but for a whole nutshell, if you can get to a place where you can talk about the trauma, you can talk about the drama, you can talk about what hurt you, and you can use it as an inspirational moment for somebody else that may be going through that or may be about to go through what you went through that was so traumatic that, that was baggage to you at one point, but is now something that you've healed from that you won't bring into another relationship or another situation. I believe that you can label yourself as healed. Now, if you bring up what happened in the past and you get pissed all over again and here you cussing them out and you're not, listen, you're not healed yet. You're still allowing them to rent space in your mind and you haven't let it go. It's crazy because a lot of people will say, move on. And I get it. Trust me, I understand. Move on. But moving on is not that easy as you think it is. Most people, what I've discovered, y'all, is people that say move on are those that have never went through anything life-altering, right? Now, when I say life-altering, I mean weight fluctuates. You can't eat. You have no, and I'm not saying that for a week. I'm not saying for a couple of days. I'm talking about for a whole month. Like, when I went through a whole month, I dropped a whole baby, 80 pounds. 80 pounds. Not a whole baby, a whole toddler, right? A whole big kid. 80 pounds. I dropped 80 pounds, right? So many people go through things, and I get it. I'm not talking about, I'm not belittling, you breaking up with your boyfriend or you breaking up with your girlfriend, and it's like, yo, it hurt me. You good for a couple of days, but then you get back on your wagon. But I'm talking about those that has experienced a type of pain that really hurt them to its core, and it just altered your life. I mean, it just, like, your life is like totally different now. Like, you can't even move the same. Like, those are the people that I'm talking about, right? So I tell people this all the time. Don't let people tell you, move on. It's not that easy just to say, you know what, cool, it happened, I brush it off. No, it's going to take process. It's going to take time. And the biggest lie that most people tell you is that, okay, you got out this relationship, they hurt you, get into another relationship. No, that's not going to fix anything. Many people think this. They think that once I go through or get out this relationship that really hurt me, right, and I get into another relationship and it becomes sexual, right? Sex heals it all. Sex fixes it. No, it doesn't. Sex only makes it more complicated. That's a fact, and that's a bar. When you have gotten out of a relationship and you have not healed from that relationship, and the trauma and the issues and the problems that you went through, it still haunts you, and you get into another relationship, you thinking sex is going to fix it. Okay, they're going to make me feel, going to make them feel. Nah. That's just a temporary, it's not even, listen, I hate when people say it's a temporary fix. It's not even, because something that's a fix, that means that it has fixed the issue. maybe temporarily, but no, this is not a temporary fix at all. This is a temporary pleasure for the moment, right? I tell people this, listen, don't get into no relationship. Now, if you want to hang out with the opposite sex because you're like, listen, I just like women, just talk. We just talking. That's cool. But to go in it with the mindset of possibly dating, no. You're going to go in with the wrong mindset. And the reason I tell people this, because the same baggage that you don't heal from would be the same baggage that you carry. When you don't heal or you don't allow the process to take its place, you will begin to find people to fill voids that you're really not compatible with. It's crazy because many of y'all get out of a relationship, have not healed, did not do the work, don't do the process, don't even acknowledge that you're hurt in this area. Your heart is hurt in this area. You jump into another relationship, and what happens is the relationship that you jumped into, this is a person that you're really not compatible with. Y'all don't have nothing in common. Your goals are not the same. Your vision is not the same. What you want out of life is not the same. You don't desire nothing that they desire. You guys just like each other physically. That's it. Physically, she on point. Physically, he on point. We working. Sex hit right. We have a good time. You can have good time with people that you're not compatible with or that's not designed for you. I mean, it's easy. You can find somebody. Listen, it's not difficult to find somebody that loves the same genre of music, genre of movies, right? The same type of food, like comedy, laugh at. It's not difficult to find that. It's not. Listen, I tell people all the time, you can go on Tinder or you can go on Bumble, whatever app that you want to go in. You can find somebody that's compatible that likes similar things or likes the exact same things, right? Or desires the same, whatever. You can find that. But doesn't mean that that's the person for you. And even if you find a person that's for you, this is what's crazy. You can find somebody that's for you, but you'll mess it up. Why? Because you haven't healed. You haven't gotten over the drama. And you watch this. This is a big one. Many of you damage future relationships because you have not healed from a past relationship and you haven't closed that chapter. They're thinking that you're on the break. Like, I know what happened was traumatic, but we didn't close this chapter. You just stopped calling. And I get it. It should be a clear sign, but I need y'all to be grown people right now. When you, in fact, say, listen, this is the end of the road, we're done, I need you to make that vocal to the person. Don't just say, oh, I don't call. No, because, a lot of people, maybe they phone off, right? Maybe they just angry. Because most relationships, they feel, especially decent relationships, whether it was toxic, whether it wasn't toxic, if we had a good run, right? Most people feel as if, okay, we're just taking a break. We may be seeing other people, but we're just taking a break, especially when you haven't made it verbally known we're done, right? Because many relationships, why you say this? Because many relationships will break up, take a break, and get back together. And if you haven't vocalized that, like, I'm moving on with my life, I'm done. I'm going to see other people. I'm going to do the process to heal, and I'm going to see other people, right? And try to get a new relationship. If you haven't made that if you haven't verbalized that and let them know what the deal is or what your intentions are, they will think, some people just gonna move on, don't care, but some people gonna feel as if there's still an opportunity for us to get back together. So I just want to tell you guys, as we take this ship, into dock, the same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry. I don't want you carrying baggage from 4 years ago that you haven't healed from 6 years ago. Many of you are still carrying baggage from 10 years ago that you have, and you're in a whole nother relationship. Like, you done been in 5 relationships. You just haven't healed from that past issue or that past drama, that past trauma. You haven't healed. And what's crazy is that's your fault. You need to do the work and heal. Heal from what has hurt you, because you're just going to carry that issue, that trauma, that spirit, that drama into a new relationship. And what's going to happen is you're going to tear up a new relationship that could possibly have went the distance, but you would never know, because it's only for so long fake thugs can pretend. It's only so long that you can pretend that you're healed and not. Something will come up that will destroy this relationship. And I ain't speaking negative. I'm speaking facts. There's going to be something that comes up that, if you haven't healed from a past trauma, past issue, that's going to destroy this new relationship. Let's talk about it again. Insecurities. If you're a person that has been cheated on and now you say this, I can't trust nobody. And eventually that's going to come up in this new relationship. I can't trust nobody, right? Especially if you're a dude. Men, we're creatures of habits. So if you know that your lady that you're dealing with in a new relationship, I'm going to give y'all a good one, right? I mean, I was healed, but it was just a past trauma, right? And I was healed, but sometimes past traumas can trigger you. And, you just like, hold on. I'm going to just tell you, right? So my wife now, she had a pattern. She got home after work, eat, wash up, and generally she was in the bed when we were dating. Like, she was in bed. But this particular day, she went to bed a little bit extra early, right? And I'm like, hold on. This ain't like you. This ain't like what you normally do. So she lived, I want to say about 45 minutes on a good day, about an hour during traffic. It was traffic time. I'm like, hold on. You sleep? Like, she won't picking up the phone, nothing. Listen, I'm knocking on the door. I drove an hour. Like, yo, what's up? Like, you good? Like, what's going on? And this is the thing. I had healed, but I let a past trauma affect me going into a new relationship. Now, that could have messed my relationship up with my current wife now. That could have messed my relationship up, but I was healed. But I slipped into a moment of insecureness. I had to let it go, right? Look at my last episode. You're not Inspector Gadget. Don't be an Inspector Gadget, right? So, I mean, in my relationship now, or listen, we don't check no phones. We don't look at no text messages. I know it get tempting sometimes for y'all, but what kind of relationship are you in if you got to, when they go to sleep, grab their phone and you looking through it? I refuse to do that. For what? Because my dad always told me, you give a joker some rope, they're going to hang themselves. Meaning, if you give a person some space, eventually they're going to tell them themselves, they're going to be sloppy and you're going to catch them, or what's done in the dark will come to the light. That's how it is going to be. Don't be playing in Inspector Gadget, trying to be quiet and see if they breathing hard, because many of y'all do this little thing right here. Your person sleeps hard, right? And they're snoring. And when their snoring gets low, you know that they're more aware of their surroundings and what's going on. They listening. But if they snoring like that, I can get their phone, look through it. That's too much work. Like you can take that energy and spend it on working on something that you have a passion for, like your dreams or something like that. I'm out of here, family. I just hope that this was a great episode for you today that will help you open your eyes to say, yo, I need to heal from my baggage before I be carrying my baggage. Like the same baggage that you don't heal from, you carry. Many of you like, yo, today is the day. I need to heal from it. I'm going to do what's necessary. Go on YouTube, some self-developments, how to heal. Like, y'all Google everything else. Google that. Google something that's going to help you in your next relationship so it can thrive. I want to see you get married. I want to see you at the altar saying I do to the person that is a great fit for my life, right? I love you guys to life. Mr. Aosinspires. This is AOS The Podcast. And you already know our mission here is to empower the world to never give up, one conversation at a time, one interview at a time, one video at a time, to help you live life at the next level. If anything was a takeaway, any takeaways from this video, I need you to leave it in the comments right now. Check out this video, check out something. We out.